Welcome to the e-sessions of brand marketing. This is the second series of Module 4 for the students of LJ Integrated MBA. I, Dr. Susmita Suggala, in this session will be discussing the topics on global brand equity, global brand positioning, and the characteristics in emerging markets. Coming to the first point of global brand equity. This is where we talk about building brand resonance. The marketer must first establish breadth and depth of brand awareness. Secondly, it should create points of parity and difference, and then prompt responses and forge active brand relationships. Some issues which can come in creating brand salience. This is where efforts must be taken to introduce products in the same order to affect consumer perceptions in the same way as in the home country of the product. Secondly, crafting brand image which should be uniformly accepted across countries and convey the same brand personality effectively. Thirdly, eliciting brand responses, which is possible by crafting effective brand image to prompt positive brand judgments in new markets and to cultivate resonance. Global brand positioning. This is essential to capture the differences in consumer behavior and guide the marketing programs. This makes it essential to revisit the brand positioning. In global brand positioning, it means you need to create mental maps, define some core brand associations, identify points of parity and points of difference, and crafting a brand mantra. Some contrasts in global branding. This arises because of the local or regional concerns. Top brands, they adapt their marketing programs in different parts of the world. The standardization versus customization is therefore observed in the marketing program for designing a product strategy, a communication strategy, distribution, and pricing strategy. Let us take the example of Palmolive soap, which was globally sold with 22 different fragrances. It had 17 packages and 9 shades and multiple positionings. After market analysis, the company have finally come down to one package, 7 fragrances and 3 main shades. Now, the next, that is developing versus developed markets. These are distinguished by the infrastructure development, the difference in consumer behavior, competitive frames of references, and other points which differ in these markets. Heinz is able to draw 1/5 of the revenues from emerging markets, where the 3 A's, namely you could put it as applicability, availability, and affordability, which are counted for. Building global-based brand equity. The 10 commandments of global branding. Understanding similarities and differences in global branding landscape. Avoid shortcuts in brand building. Establish marketing infrastructure. Embrace integrated marketing communications. Cultivate brand partnerships like maybe joint ventures, franchisees, licensees. Also to balance standardization and customization. Balance global and local control. Establish operable guidelines. Implement a global brand equity measurement system. And finally, to leverage brand elements. It is also important to understand the China's global brand ambitions because the China's economic boom has created a wealth of opportunities for the country's citizens and companies, as well as attractive customer base for foreign companies which are seeking growth. The success and difficulties that characterize modern China could be summed as growth at home, a growing consumer class, foreign interests, emerging local leaders, and finally, locals going global. The books which have been referred for this session are